In Unit 7, we're going to combine the assignment and the practice problem. We do this to give you some extra time to start the final project. The final project is the focus of Unit 8, but we feel it's good for you to start it in Unit 7 so you have enough time to complete it. It should take more time than a typical assignment would. So we're going to do assignment 7 as the practice project. So I'll walk you through it, but then I want you to do it on your own and turn it in for assignment 7. So I'm going to create a new project. This is a Windows Forms application. I'm just going to call it assignment 7. You can call it what you want. And we're going to do a simple menu system that lets us select menus. Let me show you what this will look like. So here's the completed project. It's just a lunch order form. It lets us choose what sandwich we want, and with some radio buttons, some combo boxes. We can order multiple side orders, whatever ones we want, and then we can select a drink that we want, and then select the size. The one fun thing here that is optional is that I've added a image here, and when I change the size of the drink with a scroll bar, not only does it show the size of the image in words, it also changes the actual image size to reflect that. And then you hit place order, a button, and we will grab the information you've chosen and create the order over here. So that's what we're going to work on. We'll just start creating these these controls, and putting them on the screen. So I'm going to start, put the label up here that says lunch order. I'm going to need to put a set of radio buttons for the type of sandwich, and I want those within a container group box. I'm going to grab that group box and put it here, and I'm going to drop 3 radio buttons inside that control for my 3 types of sandwich. And then you can put in whatever sandwiches you want, just so you have 3 different sandwiches there. And then I want some side orders. You need to put in at least 3 side orders. And again, I don't need to put that in the group box, but I am just to keep this a little better organized here. So I'm going to go to another group box there, and now I'm going to put in some check boxes, because I want user to be able to select multiple side orders. So I'm just going to put in 3 side orders, which is the minimum required. Now I'm just going to go through and start filling in some text for these. So I'm just going to click on each one and go over to my properties and set the text properties. I find it easiest to try to set a bunch of text properties all at once, and so I'll just do that. So this will be lunch order. So I've quickly filled in the text boxes, the text fields here, properties. And I've also given these some names. I'll be referring to these, so like the onion rings checkbox, I just named CB onions, and the ham and cheese sandwich radio box, I just named RB ham. So each of these options will be given a name. I didn't rename the actual groups because I won't be working with those at all in the code or this label, but just the stuff I'll be working with in code. Now we're going to add in the drink stuff. I need a scroll bar to select the drink, and the size of the drink, and then a combo box for it. So I'm going to drag a combo box here for the type of drink, and I'm going to go into contents. I'm going to go now in items for the combo box, and just type in a couple drinks here, lemonade. And again, you can type in whatever drinks you want, just so you have at least 3 drinks there. And then again, I'm going to put in a scroll bar. Scroll bars are not under the common controls, but under all Windows controls, and I'm just going to put in a horizontal scroll bar here. and make it a little bigger. So I'm going to want to select just 4 sizes. I'm just going to call them 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go and set the minimum to 1 and the maximum to 4. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to make sure I set the large change to 1 also. So scroll by 1. So the scroll bar will give me 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a label where I'll actually display the drink size. Let me open up the command controls again. And I'm going to actually have 2 labels, one that just says drink size and one that'll actually say medium, large, or whatever. And then finally I'm going to put in a picture box here. And the picture box is optional, you don't have to do that, but it's just an interesting example of that. So with the picture box, I'm going to have a set drink there. So I'm going to go to the image spot and I'm going to import my image file. So I've downloaded some public domain clip art for this, and I'm just going to grab that. So here's my glass. I'm just going to put that there. It starts off really large. I'm going to change this so that if there's a little, if you click on it, there's a little triangle up for menu selection, and I can select this to zoom, and it'll zoom based on the size of my control here. Now I can also go down and check what size that is. Size is given by an X and Y coordinate, so right now it's 100 by 105 as the size, and I can actually make it smaller here, like about 87 by 1. So again, I can change the size to different things, and I can kind of watch what sizes those are. Okay, this first label I'm going to just change to drink size. Sorry, I changed the name. I want to change its text property to drink size. I'm going to set that so initially you get a medium drink. So here I'm going to change this label to medium. And I want to set the scroll bar also so it defaults to a medium, which if small, I'm going to have small, medium, and large, and extra large. So small will be 1, medium will be 2. So I'm going to click on the scroll bar and change its value, so its initial value, to 2. And this will be where the scroll bar is set. And you can see the actual scroll positioner is moved in the center for that. I'm going to kick up the font on a couple of these things so they show up a little bit. Again, this is totally optional, but I just like that display a little better. So I'm going to kick this font up and then this font up. Okay. There's my basic layout. I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to add the order over here, a button to place the order, and then a text box over here. So I'm going to again put a text box over here and a button above it. The button's going to say place order. I'm going to change this name to button order, and the text to just be place order. So I can see this a little better. I'm going to unpin my toolbox. It's still there, but it's just not showing all the time. So I can have a little bit more room to work here. So, and I've got my scroll bar here. I'm going to set my scroll bar to multiple my text box here. One of the fields is multiple lines. And I'm going to set false by default. I'm going to set this to true. And now I can make the text box a larger text field that can show multiple lines. So I'm just going to expand that out, and I'm going to then reset the size of my whole application window to the right thing. I'm going to expand the order button so it's a little bigger. Okay, so make sure I label this text box because I will be setting that in code. Now, initially, before we put in code, when we clicked on these different radio buttons and checkbox, I'm not going to do that in this case. I'm going to put that code under this place order button. So that's where most of my code is. When I hit place order button, we'll inspect these values and fill this text box with appropriate text. The one thing I do want to do is do a little work with the code selection drink. One thing I noticed I forgot to do is in my combo box I selected my items, but I want to have some words here at the start. So I'm going to say select drink. So I'm going to go down to the text field and say select a drink. So it'll be displayed in the text box to start with. Sometimes we put a label up above it and leave the the actual value here blank, and then they can choose something. Sometimes some people will put the select for the prompt in the combo box, and we'll see some issues with this later on. But this is a good simple way to start. Now, when they scroll this scroll bar, I want to change the text here: medium, small, medium, large, extra large. So I'm going to put in a little code for the scroll bar separately here. So I double clicked on that. I'm going to enter some code there. So I'm going to check the scroll bar's value. And so I think I named that, what did I name that? Scroll bar. I'm not seeing anything in my pop-up thing. So I must have forgot to name the scroll bar. So I'm going to go back here and look at it. And yep, it's still called H scroll bar 1. I want to just call it scroll bar drink size. Now I'm going to go back into the code, and I should be able to see that in the inspector. Scroll bar drink size dot, and I can grab its value. So I'm going to base, depending on what value it has, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to change the value of the text thing. I'm going to do this actually in a switch statement. Let me do that real quick and show you how that looks. So here's what the switch statement will look like. I do a switch on my scroll bar's value, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and I still have cases for 1, 2, 3, 4. And for each one, I'm going to set the drink size, the label, drink size, and so I'm going to go in, and I forgot to rename this, so I renamed this to LB drink size to that label. So I'm going to change it. If they select a 1, change it to small. So change the text to small, medium, large, or extra large. So this LB drink size text box will show that. So now when I run this, I should be able to change this scroll bar, and the different drink sizes will show up. So now I don't have code for anything. I can, these are still working, but they when I put place order, nothing happens yet. So the controls are working, but I don't have any real code behind them. And I'm going to put that into place order form. Before I do that, I'm going to change one more thing. And again, this is an optional thing. I'm going to change this image size. So when I scroll the scroll bar, besides saying large, medium, those sorts of stuff, I'm also going to change this picture. So that, let's just check that picture. That picture is, I'm going to give it some name and change it. So I'm going to call it picture box drink. Picture box drink. And then go back into my scroll bar, and I can set the size. So when it's small, I'm going to set picture box drink dot size, and set it equal to. Now, in order to do, the size has to have both X and Y, and has to be an actual, what's called a size object in Visual Studio. So I'm going to go new size to create a new object of type size, and then I can just specify the size of the object. So I've played with the image a little bit, and 30 by 50 seems to be a good small size. And similarly for medium, I'm going to set the size large after they choose large, extra large, and I'm just going to change these sizes up. I'm going to increase this 50 to 80, 70 to 100. I'm doing this kind of arbitrary. I haven't actually measured the cups and or anything like that, but I'm just playing with this right now. for these sizes. So I've got different image sizes depending on how they scroll the scroll bar. So now when I run this and I change the image size to different values, small, medium is really small. You'll have to check that in large. So let me go in and fix medium. 8. That's not quite right. It also starts at medium, and right now for a medium size I'm using 50 by 80. So I'm going to start and set it to that image, because if I notice from medium and I go to large, it changes it, but not the right way, because it's not set initially to the right value. So I want to make sure my default is medium, and so I want to make sure my drink size is initially 50 by 80. So I'm just going to go into my form, click on my image, and change the size. It's just too big, 50 by 80 here, so that I'm just going to move that down a little bit there. Okay, so now I should be able to change my drink size to various drinks. So now I'm going to want to do some code for when I place the order. I want to show the order text over here, and that'll be the last thing I do for this. So I'm going to click on my button, double click on that to bring up the click event for that button, and I'm going to have to do some code for this. So I'll just start by setting that the text for the order, and so txt order, yep, that's what I called it, text equals you ordered the following Now, if I'm going to add on multiple lines to this, I can keep using the txt, text order.text and do like a plus equals or something like that. But there's a nice little method in here called append text, where I can append text. And for a new line, I can stick a new line in here. Some people want to put a /n. In Windows, you actually have to put a \r/n to do a new line. But again, that changes from machine to machine, so to be kind of independent, there's an environmental variable called new line, which you can just do. So I'm just going to do txt order.append text and add in a new line here. And now I'm going to check things like what sandwich they ordered. So I'm going to see if they ordered the turkey sandwich here. So I'm going to do this. Check the radio button turkey and see if that's checked, and if so, I'm going to put append turkey sandwich to the order text and a new line. And then I can do the same thing for the ham and the eggplant sandwich. And again, you may have called these different things. You can create whatever sandwiches you want, but there's 3 sandwiches there. So here's my 3 sandwiches here. Now I'm going to do the side orders. And so I've got to check for the fries, the onion rings, and things like that, and do similar stuff here. So I'm checking the fries, checking the onion rings, checking the salad. So now I can run this. I can select like ham and cheese sandwich and a Caesar salad and onion rings, and I hit place order, and it says you ordered the following ham sandwich, onion rings, Caesar salad. So again, it's grabbing, checking the values here, and creating my simple order text for me. And if again I change the order, hopefully I can place the order and redo this order text. Right now, I also have to do the drink. I haven't done that yet. So it's functional. One thing I'm running into now, I'm going to add the drink. This method is getting pretty long, the order click method. I generally don't like methods that are more than a screen long. So I'm going to do something called refactoring, simple refactoring here, where I'm going to break this one method up into multiple methods. I don't know if you're familiar with the term refactoring, but to refactor something is just, again, do not change the functionality, but change the format so it's easier to maintain and understand in the long run. So I'm just going to add a private void method called display. Let's do one for the sandwich. I'll do display sandwich. And I'll do another one for the side orders. So display sides. And I'm going to grab this text here. I have these three things that display a sandwich, three if-thens that are checking the check boxes, and put those up here under display sandwich. And again, and so then down here I've cut those out. I'm going to actually then call this method display sandwich. So it'll actually call that code, that method up here. Similar for the sides, I'm going to copy that code and put it up here in display sides. And so now all I have to do is call that method down here. So it simplifies my button order. I can see I'm displaying the text, you ordered the following, and then I'm displaying the sandwich and displaying the sides, and those methods are up here in nice, small, understandable units. So that's a simple refactoring to make your code more understandable. So now that I'm doing that, I'm going to work on the display drink, and so I'm just going to keep it this format that I'm created display drink. Call the method. Now that I have this format, I'm going to delete some of these blank lines. And then it says I don't know what that method is, so I'm going to private void display drink. And I'm going to display the drink information there. So I could grab the value of the text, the scroll bar, to see if it's a large, medium, or whatever drink for that. But I've already done that up here when they changed the scroll bar size, and I've set the label drink size to what I want. So I'm going to set up the code here to simply display that text box, and then I'm also going to grab, they should have chosen one of the drink type here out of this combo box. Oh, and I didn't rename that combo box. I'm going to call that combo box drink. So all I'm going to do, I don't have to do any if-thens. I'm just going to grab the label for the text size, small, medium, large, whatever that is. I'm going to add in, concatenate a little bit of space there, and then grab the actual drink, orange juice, water, whatever, and put that in. So that's what my drink text is. And then stick a new line character in there. I'm going to fix my spelling because I see this is highlighted here. It's not finding that. I'm just going to there. So now I don't think I have any errors. Let's see if I can run this. So I can select my choices and hit display order, and it'll display the order here. So this is what I want you to do for the assignment, is just create a similar project like this. The picture box is optional here. You can have any 3 sandwiches you want and at least 3 sides, and any 3 sides you want, and you just want to display the order here. So that's what you want to do for assignment 7.